Welcome back, everybody, to MLB The Show and the Arizona Diamondbacks franchise. We're in the middle of Season 3. We have got through the rest of the regular season. We were planning on doing the pennant race, but in simulation, we just got so far ahead. We blew everybody out, and we are the #1 seed in the National League. Third year, make it to the playoffs. We got some rental players now. We got Martinez, Schwarber, and Javi Baez on the final years of their contract made the big trade for JD Martinez. We're going to see if it pays off. We'll take a look at there's a quick look at the standings where everybody else, including the Dodgers, who was our big competition, they just completely fell apart. You guys want to see any team rankings? Where are we ranking now? We're not even up there. We're not even tops anywhere. That's okay. We are going to look at player stats so you can see where everyone is. JD Martinez is going to finish this thing off. I hit the wrong button again. He finishes with 56 home runs. He's cold right now, not going into the postseason cold. We got Parker. What's going on, Parker? Glad to have you here. No, you're just in time for the playoffs to begin. We're going to do one playoff game here today in this stream, but we're doing a lot of simulating in the first 30 minutes. But as a Patreon supporter, you will be able to have the ability to check out the stream replay right there on Patreon, so you won't miss a second of the action. Javi Baez up to 33, Jake Lamb. You can see how the rest of our guys did. Peralta was the king last season. Chris Owings. And as far as pitchers go, Trevor Bauers, who we made the big trade for, or the big signing in the offseason, obviously he's had his controversial issues in real life, but I think you've heard allegations or whatnot may have been proven one way or the other based on what you heard him say on Twitter. So he finishes with a 14-8 record, 2.18 ERA. Tyler Glasnow, he got traded recently in real life. He's off to that dynasty that's being built out west. He finished at 13-8, also with a pretty solid ERA. Luke Weaver. So we got a lot of double digits here. Walker, Mike Leake as well. Got Maeda coming out of the pen. And Brad Hand, who was one of our big offseason signings that we paid a lot of money to because we wanted to booster that closing situation. Look at that. We're paying him a lot of money, and the reason we're doing that is 46 saves. So let's see what our playoff game is going to be. We will advance a day. We need to advance several days. Okay. Sim through the date. And what the heck? Okay, is there a way to go back without it saving? It confuses me. Do we just start with a loss? I don't want to back out and lose everything because we didn't save. Oh my god, I didn't save at the end. So TBD, to be determined, was our opponent for the first round playoff game. I thought TBD was the wild card playoff game, but it's not. So we kind of just got screwed right there and we lost the game. But I can't go back or else we'll lose everything because I didn't save before the playoffs started. All right, we're just starting with a loss. Let's just say there was a controversial ending. We started with a loss. I thought TBD was the wild card game, but apparently it wasn't. And so anyway, yeah. Well, are you kidding me right now? Okay, I got to back up. I tried to hit back, I hit triangle, and it just went right past. So we're going to lose all our stats. We got to do it again. Oh my god, how does MLB The Show just like... Ugh. This is crazy. Okay. We're all the way back here again. Simulate through and see what happens. We made the trade, right? We had already made the trade. Yes, okay. Okay, well, this will be the real deal. That's what I get. I tried to hit back, and my finger brushed triangle, and the game just said, oh, I'm just going to simulate through. I'm just simulating right through. No problem. So hopefully we win. We're the #1 seed again. Let's see what happens. This will be interesting to see if this can match what we did, or a lot of people are going to be very unhappy because we had like a 16-game lead on everyone. Can we match it? Oh, Parker, it was all going so well, and then I just fell apart. Well, no injuries so far for us. This is all minor league whatnot. Be out for a few days. Otto. Bruised ribs. Well, now we're starting to get all our pitchers starting to get injured. Oh, our minor league, the Generals made the playoffs, which it didn't before. So, auto utilize. Oh, we got beat by the Montgomery Biscuits. Well, all of our call-ups that we made, too, minor league style. Holy smokes, so we're in the wild card now. Should we simulate one more time? Because we had 95 wins before it all went haywire. And the Giants weren't even, I mean, the Giants were so far out. I think we simulate one more time. Let's look at stats. Martinez finished with 62 home runs this time. Yeah. We're going to simulate one more time. Oh my god. This is classic. This is classic TV sports. This is what you guys came for. We were 95 wins in. We were 95 wins. All right, we're going to try it again. We'll see what happens. Sim the season. Auto do it. Man, it's already 9 o'clock. We haven't even started. I thought we were going to be done at 9. We still got to play a game. That's okay. We'll push it through. Auto, Trevor Bauer. Well, that's good to know that in simulation, at least, we're making the postseason. All that is a big plus. We're just auto doing it all the way. Oh god, now we're starting to get a lot of injuries. Mike Moustakas still. Oh boy, we're losing a lot. Holy smokes. Better luck next year? No. Better luck this year. And let's see. We did not. Are you kidding me? Wait, stop simulating. Oh, is this going to have to be like a whole separate episode just trying to get back to the playoffs? No, I want my season back where we had 95 wins and then the game screwed me because I thought TBD. They didn't put the wild card game on my calendar. I thought TBD, to be determined, was the wild card game. I didn't realize that TBD was my first playoff game, right? Does that make sense, or did I just goof? Like, when I tried to simulate, I did simulate through a day. Oh, just fix everything. Anyway, that was my logic. Simulate through a day, and then I saw TBD thinking that was... Holy smokes. I'm just so sick of these I don't even care anymore. I'm just powering through these pop-ups. Oh, the Aces made the playoffs that time. That's good. Holy smokes, we're winning. Look at that. The Chihuahuas got the win. And, okay, we got back up to 90. Okay, yes. So, and we already know who we're playing. So we're not the number 1 seed, which is what we were last time. Chicago, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Arizona, the Mets. Those were kind of similar, right? Tampa, Boston, Houston. Very similar teams. Let's look at some injuries, make sure we're not completely screwed. And like I said, the only difference is this time around we are not the number 1 seed. We were previously standings. That's what I want. So we had, yeah, that's more like it. That's crazy how the Giants can go from being 78 wins in one simulation, and then the simulation before they just win like every single game. So the Diamondbacks at 91 wins, Reds at 93. So we're the number 2 seed. I'm okay with that. The Rays with 100 wins. All the 90 win teams over in the American League. And then we will look at injured, any injuries, anything big on our end. Nothing major, so that's good. We're sitting solid here. Let's look at our player stats one more time. And that's where Martinez basically was. Baez falls to second. Okay, that's all well and good. So Weaver's going to be the king this time around. It was Trevor Bauer that, I guess he was injured a lot, but Bauer had like 18 wins when we did our last simulation. Glasnow as well. Glasnow and Bauer finished as our top 2 pitchers last time. Now they have dropped down a bit. And we'll take a look at roster, rotations, all that fun stuff. Lineups, that's what we want to look at. Hernandez, Peralta, Martinez, Lamb. This is still the same lineup we put out there before. Caleb Joseph, that's the only thing that's a little different. They got Caleb Joseph in the mix. He's only batting 169. That's interesting that the game is using him in this situation. Bye-bye. David Bodie. No way. Schwarber's in there. Boop. Okay, we are getting ready. We're getting ready, Parker. Dan, I know Dan's out there watching as well. We are getting ready to jump into a game here. Hernandez, Peralta. Yeah, why do they have this Caleb Joseph in here so much? He's not even highly ranked, and he's... Unless it was like an injury thing. Hernandez, Peralta, Martinez, Lamb, Moustakas, Schwarber. Cool. That all works for me. And pitching rotation, Glasnow, Alex Young, Weaver. So Bauer moved to the number 5 day starter in our lineup. But I'm okay with a Weaver, Young, Glasnow, Walker, Bauer, Maeda, McHugh. Of course, Brad Hand. Oh, what did Brad Hand do? We saw what he did in the simulation last time. 41 saves, so he lost a couple of saves, but that's okay. And this time, we are actually going to go through, and we are going to save the game. So now we're going to jump into it. Let me make sure my standings or my everything is still set on dynamic, difficulty, all that fun stuff. Yes, override it. And then we are going to jump into... I heard one of your vids, you guys talked about anime. I watched a few anime. Inuyasha, Sailor Moon, Demon Slayer. Nice, big anime guy. Yeah, of course. We are... some of the ones I'm watching right now. Demon Slayer, that is one. I need to finish up the most recent season, but I haven't gotten through it yet. But I watched the Mugen Train. Spy Family watching right now. Let's see. List. Spy Family. 16-Bit Sensation going on right now. Very, very good. Just finished the Reborn as a Vending Machine. Very funny. That one is in the mix. So, yeah, pretty cool. I know, of course, about Inuyasha, Sailor Moon. Those are, old school classics. Never seen Inuyasha, but I know it from, the Toonami days. Right? Let's take a quick look at the roster just to make sure there's nobody else we need to bring up. Contreras, Jake Lamb, Hernandez, Bodie, Moustakas, Owings. This was a guy we had pulled up before. Oh, any right field. This was the change. We had brought Garrett Cooper up and we had dropped Scotty. I guess maybe I'll make that change next season. For right now, I suppose I don't need to worry about that. Cool. Yeah, Spy Family's very, very good. I'm in the middle of season 2, so I'm behind by like 5 or 6 episodes as of this current streaming. But yes, I highly, highly recommend Spy Family. Very good, very funny, fantastic. You will love it. Okay, I think that's all set. I think the only other change, and I leave that up to debate for you guys, is I'm kind of worried to do like advanced day. I want to make sure I'm playing the right team. Is I had it set for quick counts, and that was kind of my thing of doing like where in MLB these days, of course, they're doing the pitch clock. I said I was going to turn quick counts off for the postseason. I'm thinking about leaving them on because when we play football, we do the accelerated clock. And I've tweaked the rules in basketball. When we play college basketball, I have less fouls. I don't know. I think, I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys let me know if you really hate it because I know baseball purists, it's a very, stat-based thing. Do you guys hate quick counts, not quick counts? I got them on for right now, but play full game. Do we get to change the uniforms or anything? I don't remember if we do or not. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, so we're wearing throwbacks. I'm cool with that. And they're wearing their roads. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do throwbacks for the first game for the World Series. For the road to the World Series. We got Tyler Glasnow pitching first. I'm cool with this lineup. Let's do it. While we got some loading going on, you guys know how to support TV Sports 27, Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, Twitter, Streamlabs, Ko-Fi, and of course, shout out to our Patreon supporters, the lovely as well as Parker. Parker in the chat right now. We have Dan that was here a little bit ago, so thank you guys for your continued support here of TV Sports 27. Thank you guys for being here. I haven't seen Master Paul yet. He said he was going to join us. He told me today, so I'm going to be there, but he's not here. Unless he's watching incognito. So it is playoff time. There's Dan. What's going on, Dan? So we're going to split this up for 2 episodes for YouTube purposes. It is going to be the first 5 innings and then the back half 5 innings. But NLDS time. First in the NL East, first in the NL West. David Bodie leading the way. Oh, went right past. Noah Syndergaard getting ready to go in this one. Going up against good old Tyler Glasnow on the other side. 3rd season with the Diamondbacks, and we are in the postseason. We got the Diamondbacks throwbacks. Now, the Diamondbacks just announced new uniforms. New uniforms going into next season. They are going to drop the I guess they're still going to have black, but they're mainly going to be red and teal going forward here. So, oh, do I not have quick counts on? I thought I did. Okay, well, maybe we're just going to do a full game here. Let me check real quick. I thought maybe you can't turn them on in the middle of a game. Directional, flick the diamonds, basic, pitching. Maybe, oh, because I picked full game. I thought it was like, I thought quick counts was like a setting. Maybe I actually have to pick quick counts. I picked full game. Should we restart real quick while we have time? Can we not just exit? Are you serious? Okay, well, we're playing a full game. I'll do quick counts next time. For some reason in my head, I thought it was a setting that you turned on and that it was just set for quick counts. But I think you actually had to pick in the menu before you went into the game the quick count option. So, well, we're doing a full game for game 1. So there you go. So baseball purists, little treat for you guys. You'll get the full game here. And we are going to play the entirety of the postseason. And the first out goes to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Parker here. Dan is here. Moncada coming up next. 25 home runs on the year for him coming up. Tyler Glasnow. I mentioned as well, I've gone back and forth on having the commentary in the game turned up or not. I'm always interested to hear different thoughts. I have it up for 2K5. Nicely done, Jake Lamb. And I have it up when I do the XHL hockey games. For baseball, I had it up for a while, then I felt like we were hearing kind of the same commentary over and over. Mookie Betts. Can he represent our final out here of inning number 1 as the Diamondbacks back in the postseason? Mookie Betts sends that one back to the wall. Ketel Marte. Go ahead and throw it in, Ketel. Come on. It is going to be a triple for Mookie Betts. So that is not something you want to see if you're the Diamondbacks here. What do you guys think? So obviously in this version of MLB The Show, we are playing with the 4-round postseason with the 1-game wild card. What do you guys prefer? This season in baseball, we had the expanded playoffs, and a lot of really good teams got knocked out. And a lot of baseball purists said the reason that happened is because baseball is a sport where you need to keep playing every day. And because teams had bye weeks, when they came off of the bye week, they were suffering from losses because they weren't well, or they were well rested, but they got rusty. So what do you guys think on that? And that's would kind of, there we go, strikeout by Tyler Glasnow. That would kind of be a determinant too if we were to get the new MLB The Show somewhere down the line and play that. Obviously, we're not going to get fired from the Diamondbacks anytime soon since we just took them to the postseason, which was our ultimate goal. And we're playing this as a continuation of our series from that's up on our TB Sports Patreon page where we were with the Houston Astros, and now the Astros are really good, so we're kind of pretending that like we built the Astros into the dynasty they are now. Exactly the same goes for NBA. NBA playoff system makes it more interesting as well. NBA playoffs, they are good, but they're just getting so, for my liking, I've liked either how baseball did it or football did it. And now the NFL's got 14 on each side, which is okay because then that does put an emphasis on the number 1 seed getting that first round bye, which kind of makes it more of a fight instead of that 1 and 2. But you are starting to see a lot more like really bad teams that are in the postseason hunt now. For basketball, now they have those play-in games, right? So it's like 12 teams get in, and then they do this kind of mini tournament thing. Same thing with hockey. I think the postseason. Oh my god, that was terrible. I could steal first. Look at that. Got to first on a strikeout. I kind of wish the postseason would be a little shorter for basketball and hockey. It's even just for me. We did our Red Wings franchise here on this channel. And we went to like a 7-game series every single step of the way. And it took a really, really long time. So, but there's people that said, I want sports all the time. Give me all the sports. Give me everything. So I get that on that regard as well. But it can be, especially when it's a 7-game series. Now, I like how baseball does it. Baseball doesn't do 7-game series until you get deep into the postseason. So maybe that would be something that maybe hockey and basketball can do. Maybe the first round and second round is best of 5, and then when you get into the conference title games, then you do best of 7. Like, this is a best of 5. So I kind of like that with baseball, and then the next 2 rounds would be best of 7. So maybe that would be one compromise if you had to make it that big of a playoff run. But basketball is interesting how they have it right now, because a lot of teams go, but there's like 4 teams that play in for those last 2 spots, and all kinds of craziness. So there's going to be a walk. So Noah Syndergaard gave up. I mean, he had the wild pitch on the strikeout that we swung on. And now we have J.D. Martinez. We made the big trade. Now, it's going to take a lot of money to bring him back. And I haven't quite perfected the offseason. I don't know, Parker, if you know MLB The Show too much. Maybe you can help me out when we get to the offseason. But I don't really understand the ins and outs. I've asked people on a previous video, let me know how the offseason works, because I tried to make some contract deals to Schwarber and Baez, and there wasn't enough money, but there's like no salary cap in baseball. Maybe we have this playoff run, our budget will get high. But JD Martinez, we went out, we traded Charlie Blackmon, we went out and we traded Kevin Kiermaier. Risky move right before the trade deadline, but it paid off because here we are in the postseason. But Martinez commanding $22 million a year. His contract is up, and Boston, they dealt him. I think, was Boston in the playoffs? Were they one of the playoff teams? And Martinez is going to swing and strike out there. I think there should only be 2 play-in games per conference. That's the case. They're doing it too much. Yeah, MLB, at least, in this world here, they have the 1 play-in game, which can be controversial for baseball because you're playing a 162-game schedule, and then you're doing a one-and-done postseason. But that almost kind of, for me, put that emphasis on you got to win your division rather than be a wild card. So the Diamondbacks don't cash in on anything. Yeah, that's what I think it was. That's what the arbitration thing. I think that's maybe what it was. It was messing me up with Schwarber and Baez and all that. So we'll have to play around with it because I'm a football-y. I mean, I like baseball for sure, but as far as like doing the kind of off-season stuff, football has always been my game. And football is just so easy because it's like, you have free agents, you try to re-sign them during the season. If not, you try to pick up some money in the salary cap. You're trying to go to the offseason, you bid for some big players. You have rookie contracts, then maybe they get 2 or 3 contracts. Baseball, I don't know. There's so many crazy rules in baseball. Hockey can be like that a little bit too. The GM mode, kind of like, whew. You know what I mean? And I'm TV Sports. I should know all this, top to bottom, no problem. But yeah, U.S. football, college football, of course, going right now. There's a lot of talk about transfer portal, NIL. Is it good for the game? Not good for the game? All that good stuff. Tell you what is good for the game, getting those outs right now. NFL I still watch, but also check what's going on. Yeah, NFL. What a wild, wild NFL season they have had this year, right? Oh my God. No signs of slowing that thing down. The NFL is the machine. Finally we're hitting that mark. We got, I always encourage everyone, we started up our Arena Football series again. Go support the Arena Football League as well that's coming back. We also have the IFL that you can watch every single game on YouTube. Every single IFL game is streamed on YouTube. Support them. We got the USFL, XFL merger coming up. So there's going to be still plenty of football to come down the stretch. Slam ball is supposed to be coming back for another year. The Major League Lacrosse just announced cities to go with all their teams. So I don't know if there's any lacrosse fans out there. I was a regular watcher of MLL, Major League Lacrosse, and they went out of business. They ended up, or they merged with the PLL. I guess I should say they didn't necessarily go out of business, but they winded it down and then they merged with the Premier Lacrosse League. And I was a Denver Outlaws fan, was my Major League Lacrosse team. So I didn't really keep up with the PLL as much. It was kind of hard to watch the games because there would only be a couple games. Now a lot of their games are all on ESPN Plus, so it does make it easier for them, easier to watch. And so I really jumped into it. As you can see, the Cubs got the win over the Cardinals, and then they took a Game 1 loss to the Cincinnati Reds. On the other side, Boston did lose on the wild card, so J.D. Martinez, they made the trade, and, sending Kevin Kiermaier and Charlie Blackmon over to the Red Sox. Did not get the job done. But we were talking about lacrosse. Yes, Premier Lacrosse League. So I didn't really get into lacrosse, the new lacrosse, but then this last season, I was like, okay, I really like watching lacrosse. Let me try to get back into it here. And I got into it, and I really liked it. And the team I went with was the Chaos. I liked the logo, I liked the colors. I debated between a couple different teams. Oh my god, I cannot get the the pitching down right now. So Chaos is who I settled on. And then after this season, they announced city names, and then they brought back the Denver Outlaws. So now it's like, okay, well, do I stick with the Chaos, which is now the Carolina Chaos, after 1 year, or do I switch and go back to the Denver Outlaws? NIL, I do think there's some good perks with this, especially for high school and college, but I do need to fix some things. Yeah, it's right now, it's kind of like, I don't know, the Wild West, so to speak. Like, anything goes with the NIL. I used to compete in bowling, used to watch PBA. Yeah, the clip, "Who do you think you are? I am." That guy is great. Not like professionally or anything, but Glass now strikes out his fellow pitcher on the other side. I did years and years and years ago when I was working my first job at AMC. We did 2 years of a bowling league at AMF, oddly enough, AMC and AMF. We did 2 years of a bowling league, and it was super fun, and I got a bowling ball at the end of the first go-round. In the second league that we did, I got a bag and shoes. So I still use all those items to this day, the bowling ball, the bag, and the shoes. Mike Moustakas going to pop that one up. I remember Slam Ball in 2008. Yeah, well, so that might have been the first year I watched Slam Ball. I was watching from the very, very beginning. Slam Ball for me, I was watching the Spike TV days. I've been a Mob fan from day one, so when they had their 16-0 season this year, I was so hyped. They whooped everybody. It was so crazy how much better the Mob was than everybody else. So, yeah, I watched the first 2 years of Slam Ball, and then the 08 run, which was on Versus and then CBS. I watched that, which was very good. And then now they're back. They had their fourth season, or fourth official season. They did a lot of seasons in China. I am off on this. Is the second strikeout we're gonna steal first base on. This is crazy. But yeah, Slam Ball came back this past season. I don't know if you got a chance to check out any of it, Parker, but the Mob, what a run the Mob had. Insane. I've never seen such dominance, and I mean, one of the greatest seasons, I'd say, in sports history, not just Slam Ball. But the way they dominated was crazy. Like, games were not even close. Slam Ball games were not even close that they had. Part of the danger, too, when you don't play baseball for a while, we've been playing a lot of football, a lot of wrestling, is your timing. And that's what people were saying, too, with the postseason, where you give teams a bye week in baseball. This is what happens. This is what happens to me. My Oh, boy. Just snuck that sinker in there.
Batting eight, the pitcher, Tyler Glasnow.
Who is Rushman even in for? I just realized. This is my lineup. Why is Schwarber not playing right now? Should I just, like, make that change right now? Back out of this. I guess I can't do it because it's locked out. I thought I'd fix that on the lineup, but I don't know why. I mean, Rushman will come out right now. Yeah, why is Schwarber not playing? And that's partly on me. Can I not make these changes now? I guess I have to be on defense to do that. Whatever. Yeah. I need to pay attention more because obviously I looked at the lineup and I said, okay, it looks good. But Schwarber is not in the game. It's Rushman. Parker, let me get caught up on the chat. For me, high school, I went to 3 state tournaments. Nice. That's incredible. Holy smokes. Went to 3 state tournaments. Senior year was my best. Playing in bowling doubles, first in state history. Me and my teammate won regional championship all the way to 2nd place in state. That's awesome, man. That's really, really cool. I couldn't even imagine. 3 state titles. They got like your trophy and everything up in the banner up. I would for 3 state championships. I don't know if this is the right way to bowl, but I try to do. I saw a YouTube video, and it's been working for me for getting strikes. But when I go bowling, the method I kind of, I don't even know if I can explain it because it's kind of a visual, but you bowl with your hand, kind of like how you walk, like how your hand swings straight down. So you bowl with your hand, with your fingers pointed directly down. And when I swing and release, then you spin your wrist straight, if that makes sense. And it seems to work for me ever since I've been doing that method. My strikes have gone way up. Oh my god, I thought that was me out there. That's the umpire. Get out of the way. Holy smokes. Hernandez had to just, go back and grab that one. We'll keep Rushman in for right now, but we might sub him out for Kyle Schwarber down the stretch here. No state titles. We made 3 tournament appearances. 2 were full team, 1 back-to-back regional titles, and then the dynasty ends sadly by the 2nd round loss. Still getting there 3 times in a row is pretty incredible. I mean, you're like the Buffalo Bills of bowling, you know? The Bills went to 4 straight Super Bowls. They didn't win, but people still talk about Jim Kelly and those Bills teams because they went to 4 straight Super Bowls. That's a huge accomplishment. That's awesome. Another strikeout here by Tyler Glasnow. Mookie Betts stepping up. Opening round of the postseason. We got the Diamondbacks there. Took just 2 seasons. Fastball hits that corner. We could be a little more accurate with these pitches. You know, we'd be in a good spot. We're wasting a lot of pitches just by being somewhat erratic with it. That one, I thought that bounced off the ground for a second, but Ketel Marte is there, and that ends the 3rd. We are still scoreless at the chase. Here's Ketel Marte, who found himself an opportunity back in the starting lineup after some trades went down with the Red Sox to bring in J.D. Martinez and try to make this postseason run. And that's one thing that's kind of a staple of baseball more so than other sports. is that a lot of activity in baseball happens at the trade deadline. Football, NFL, not so much. You don't see like a big trade go down right before the trade deadline. In baseball, though, renting a player for those last 70 to 80 games to try to make a playoff run is very common in baseball. And it's because there's so many more games in baseball. Football, when you get to that trade deadline, you're still not really out of it. You still have a shot at making a run. You know what I mean? Because even if you're like the Broncos, who were 1-5 and then made this playoff run this year, you're still in it. But baseball, you could be at the midway point and be 20 games back, and you're like, okay, we're not making up that. Their best was 2014. Oh, I just bumped up. Let me scroll this back up. 2014, 2017. Jeez. These are two of the aces on the mound right now. 2014, we were second in state. And then, like I said, me and my teammate made another state final appearance. So 4 years in high school. Nowadays, I compete in the U.S. Football Sim League by the name of the Simulation Football League. That's interesting. What is that? Is that like a game? Or like an actual, like, fantasy kind of thing? 2 state championships in 4 years. There's no huge feat. Yeah, absolutely. That's incredible, man. Parker, the bowling champ. Maybe in honor of Parker, I have on the Nintendo Switch, I have bowling on Clubhouse games. Maybe we'll do a bowling stream one time in honor of Parker. In the bowling state title, we'll do a bowling stream. Maybe we can make up some teams. We'll make up some high schools and we'll do like a quick bowling tournament stream on Clubhouse games on the Nintendo Switch. That one bounces, an awkward one. I got a runner on second though. Here we go, J.D. Martinez. This is what we made the big trade for. Can we get the first run of the game? And Martinez will deliver. It's bobbled in the outfield. J.D. Martinez. We made the trade. Buy ourselves a World Series. I don't care. And Martinez crushes it. And the look at that guy shoving that pretzel in his mouth. Diamondbacks on the board first. 1-0. I love it. All right, remind me about that, Parker. Remind me. We'll do a bowling stream one day. It's gonna be interesting because I think I'll have to stand up for it. Because in Clubhouse, I think you have to stand. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you can do it as a controller. But I feel like it has motion controls on Clubhouse games. A Clubhouse games stream. SFL is a sim league. Started in All-Pro Football 2K8. Now we're with 2K5, 2K4. Oh, that's pretty cool. That sounds really fun. Jake Lamb will strike out, but we got points. We got points in the playoffs, everybody. 1-0. Only one hit on each side. There you see TB Sports, Matt Vasgersian and company. Oh, Matt Vasgersian to me is always going to be the original XFL announcer. XFL 01. He was the voice of my childhood for the XFL. There we go. That's what we need from Tyler Glass now. What are we sitting at pitch count? We're okay in the 40s. Can be doing a little better, but oh no, low battery. Let's see if this will survive. If not, I got my other controller. But it's going to be interesting with the other controller. It'll be interesting because maybe I need to just charge my controller after every time I play the PlayStation. Wow, what a run. Whew.
The left field.
Who do we got out there? And is that... I need to look at... No, my lineup. That is Peralta out there. Okay. Peralta in left. Yeah, Peralta's in left. I didn't remember if we put Martinez, JD Martinez, in right or left. So he's in right, Peralta in left. Martinez normally likes to play left, but he can play right. We're just stacked with left fielders on this team. This is going to be a lengthy episode for YouTube because this is already at 45 minutes because we had to re-sim the season because we screwed ourselves. I played by a team in the Arizona Scorpions. There's an Arizona Scorpions in All-Pro Football 2K8. Little fun factoid there. We went to 2 SFL championships but lost both, won numerous division titles, and made some memorable... Man, Parker, you're like the king. We got to figure out a way to get Parker to break through to get championship gold because I think Parker, you're literally the Buffalo Bills of the sports world. You get to the championship. We got to get you some titles though. Between bowling and simulation league, right? How do we get Parker to cash in on championship? We've been doing pretty good here lately on TV Sports with the titles, where we've won back-to-back Super Bowls with the Broncos and back-to-back national titles with the Utah Utes. Of course, this is our 3rd year with the Diamondbacks, trying to get that first World Series. We'd won 2 of them as well with the Astros. Well, we missed the playoffs with the Washington Commanders that we just did. Oh, you did win? Tell me about that. Tell me about the big win. Grounder, and that will take us out of the 4th. There it is. Can we add another banner? This is the start. So we will do another full inning here, the bottom of the 4th, top of the 5th, and then we will make that a video for YouTube. Nicely done. That's just going to be a single from Big Mike Moustakas. That'll be one video for YouTube, and then we are going to do a part 2 on YouTube the following day, which will be the remainder of this game. And I guess we'll do a little bit of baseball here going forward, because now we're in the playoffs, so this is big business to see what we actually do. Of course, we have our Tom Brady road to the show. I don't know what happened there. Did he even get rid of the ball? What happened? Man, the Mets falling apart. So Rushman in here. Who do we got in the lineup coming up? Because you almost want to just like put down a bunt. How can I see quick manage? Rushman, Glasnow, and Marte. Gosh, it's not a... You can't lay down a bunt because then you got Glasnow coming out. Unless we pinch hit and go for Schwarber here. But Syndergaard seems to really be struggling right now. Don't forget, we also have our Tom Brady road to the show. We haven't forgotten about that. And they've been looking at trading him. The Miami Marlins have. Rushman. Oh, what kind of arrogant catch was that? That could have easily been dropped. The team name was called New Mexico Tazzy? There's a league made of the XFSL. Almost like the RXFL, it sounded like. So this is maybe where we lay down the bunt and hope to tell Marte can minor league system. We beat the Bronx Baboons. That's a fantastic name. I was slot wide receiver. There's the bunt. Come on, everyone. Did they? Oh, they called him out at second. Well, we can still. I did catch a few plays at the end. I cried. The monkey is. Yes. That was your Steve Young moment right there. That's awesome. So minor league. So like for high school, or was it like just like a minor league, just a, I guess maybe not high school if it would be minor league, but the X, I guess I can Google this, right? Tell Marte, maybe after this. Sim League, okay. I was thinking like you were out there really doing the thing. But hey, either way, finally getting that win, man. That's big business. When I did the Denver Broncos, my original Denver Broncos on Madden 12, actually what inspired me to start streaming was getting the monkey off my back, or not streaming but doing videos, is I've been through a million times on my different streams about my football history, but I had not bought another football game since 2K5. I was still playing NFL 2K5 after the Madden took over the NFL license, and 2K or Madden 12 was the first Madden that I had bought and played since 2K5. All right, this is a full count, so we need to get the old focus on this here. And he walked him. So I finally broke down, bought Madden 12. I've mentioned here, I really like Madden 12, and there's actually a possibility I can go back and play it on this channel at some time. My only criticism with Madden 12 is the rookies in the game come in with gigantic shoulder pads, so they look really weird. Like, they look like airplanes, if you guys know that glitch in Madden 12. Oh my god, that sucked. So that's one downside of Madden 12, but Madden 12 is a very, very good game. They have the history, the history of like the championships and team history and stat history. You can go back. I want to do an episode on here because I don't have it on my new YouTube page, and I don't have it since I've been streaming on Twitch, but we did like 15 seasons of the Detroit Lions, and I would like to kind of go through that history because we had some crazy seasons, including my 4th season with the Lions, where it was the first year of Josh Freeman being a starter. He threw for 6,000 yards. We had Larry Fitzgerald and we had Megatron as our wide receivers. So those two things certainly help you get to 6,000 yards. We went to the Super Bowl, and we got blown out by Jared Goff and the Jaguars. Jared Goff would take the Jaguars to 3 consecutive Super Bowls in that Madden. The next year, year 5 would not be a good one for Josh Freeman, and then year 6 would start off with like 2 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, and he would never be like the consistent starter again. So after that 6,000 yard season, we thought we had our guy, and we never were able to capture Magic again. Anyway, that's another stream for another day, the Madden 12 Lions recap that we could do. But that's one cool thing about Madden 12 is you can look through the history. And another thing we could do, because that Denver Broncos is still on there, let's go through the history there. So we were talking about Parker, the monkey off my back, having not played a football game or a Madden game since 2K5 or a new game. We did the Denver Broncos, and it was Tebow, and I wanted to get Tebow to a Super Bowl because I was a Broncos fan. Wasn't a Tebow fan. I'm from Florida, but I'm not a Gators fan. But as a Broncos fan, it's like that's my quarterback, and everyone's out there criticizing your quarterback, so that kind of hurt. And so I wanted to get Tebow a Super Bowl, and it took many, many, many seasons. The second year with the Broncos, we went to the Super Bowl, got beat by the Packers. Then, like a couple years later, we went to the Super Bowl and got blown out by the Cardinals. And we could just never, I kept getting to the AFC Championship, and I could never get to the Super Bowl. And I forget how many years it took. Like 7, 8 seasons, but we finally broke through, won the Super Bowl. I'll never forget, against Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. It was a crazy back and forth game that came down to like a Tebow drive to win it. in the end and get the big victory. And we won our first Super Bowl, or I won my first Super Bowl, and I was like, wow, I finally got the monkey off the back. And then that was like the beginning of a dynasty because I won the Super Bowl the next year against the Panthers. And then it was the Broncos and the Panthers 3 years in a row in the Super Bowl. And we won 4 consecutive Super Bowls. And then I did one more year, which is what you guys can see on Patreon. You can see one of the playoff runs with the Panthers, and then you can see another season where we won the Super Bowl, and then there's one more run where the dynasty finally came to an end. And I went, I think, on to other games after that, or I never played that franchise mode again. It's almost kind of making me want to play it again. I know I can't do all these at once, but if there would be a request, I still have that save file. If you guys want to see one more season of the Tim Tebow Denver Broncos, I mean, I would certainly be up for it. Let me know if there's enough requests for it. I'd certainly be open for it. But I started because I wanted those Bronco games, those teams to be on tape. That's kind of when I started my old YouTube channel, and those were the first series I did a Broncos history of to get everyone caught up, and then we just won a bunch more Super Bowls over Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Oh, come on. Terrible call, Blue. My most memorable Sim League moment, we were facing the Florida Storm. Arizona's behind 2 points. Kicker Cliff Allen had to kick a 56-yarder with 10 seconds left. That's a long kick. That's a big trust. He kicked it, and it was good. Next round, we faced 11-1 London Knights. They're on a hot winning streak. Let's just say a shocker. That's when Arizona was going to the SFL title game the last 2 minutes. I think I intercepted the quarterback, felt validated to be one of the best. That sounds like an amazing run. That's the best, and that's kind of what I like about football, maybe more than other sports, is it's really, really, really hard to pull an upset off in a 7-game series. It can be done. It happens a little more often in hockey, I feel like, than other sports, but it's very, very difficult to pull off a 7-game series upset, because you might sneak by and get 1 or 2 games, but the team that's dominant is just going to be dominant, and they're just going to win. So that's tough. That's what I like about football, is you can get hot, and like what happened to Parker, you can play an 11-1 team and have a lot of that momentum and go in there and sneak in and get the win. And that's what's kind of fun about football, is you have to be at your absolute best every single... This might be a record for the most stolen first bases in a game. You have to be at your absolute best in football to get through. You can't slip 1 or 2 days. Like in baseball or hockey or basketball, you can slip and have a bad game here or there and recover. So I do like that about football. And, you know, slam ball playoffs and lacrosse playoffs are like that too. Arena football playoffs. I mean, we saw some of the best Arena Bowl teams that were... Heck, we had, and this was obviously during a weird time in arena football history, but we had a team that won 2 games in the regular season in arena football, ended up winning the Arena Bowl. As terrible as that sounds. Now, I don't want to quite see that. I don't want to see something like that happen again. But as an XFL fan, I was a fan of the Arlington Renegades. They finished at 4-6, got into the postseason, made the big trade for Luis Perez, put it together, and before you know it, they went on a hot run. They beat a couple of 7-win teams, a couple of 9-win teams, and they won a championship. All right, guys, middle of the 5th. This is where we're going to end it for YouTube. Stay right where you are if you're on Twitch or if you're on Patreon, because this thing is going to continue on. But the second half of this game coming your way, YouTube, coming your way tomorrow. We'll see you then, guys.